of the country, like the world.
Yeah.
Like one's Russian and one's American.
Oh, okay.
And they're sent on like faraway island, and they have to keep guard of these like alien things that are beneath them.
Oh, okay. How's the
And if
alien?
the alien things, they're not really. They're like skeleton, like people, skeleton tree looking things.
So they have like an
Like
exoskeleton.
Groot. No,
Okay.
like Groot. Yeah,
Oh,
but they're
okay.
evil.
Have you seen the Tomorrow War with like those like with Chris Pratt? Have you seen that? It's on Amazon.
What's it about?
They like go into the future to fight aliens.
It sounds really familiar.
It's on Prime. Um, yeah, look it up, pull it up. Go ahead and pull that up, Jamie.
It's up. It's up. It's 1 second. Videos tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, yeah, this is a really good movie.
Is that the same sort of design of the aliens in it?
No, not even
So
close.
it's just purely just like Groot.
Yeah, it's like Groot, but they're like evil and they're have you seen a Pirate of the Caribbeans?
Yeah.
Like the ghost ship, like the weird looking people that come out of the water.
Yeah.
Like mix that and Groot together and it's like that.
Are they like human looking humanoid or are they just like monster?
No, they're Groot looking.
Well, no, I mean like are they like do they resemble a human figure or are they?
Oh yes.
Oh, okay. That's sick. Yeah, I'll have to watch it. I'll probably
No,
watch it tonight.
Yeah, tonight. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah. Let's think. What else have you watched recently other than that?
That's pretty much it. That was the last movie I watched.
Oh, okay. So
I watched John Wick 4, but like
yeah, it doesn't really relate too much. Was it good?
Yeah, it was good.
Okay. I watched Friday the 13th Part 4 yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is do you remember like the aesthetic of it? Or any of the Friday the 13th movies? Like do you remember the aesthetic of those?
Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna kind of go for Bloody Night.
Yeah. Oh, this one was this was the good one out of
Part 4 is my favorite. It's really good. But I like the setup of them being in the cabin and stuff. So that's like what we're gonna aim for Bloody Night.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And I can I can wear the mask that he's wearing.
You're the villain. And
I'm gonna wear the Jason mask.
What do you think? No, we're not wearing Jason mask because then it'll be like Friday the 13th. We've got to be a little bit different.
Yeah, I already have an idea. I can't tell you, but I have an idea.
Why can't you tell me?
Because it's gonna be a surprise, but you'll like it.
Okay.
It's different.
I'm trusting you for it. Okay.
Okay.
I'm trusting you. I'm putting my trust in you.
Yeah.
But on the topic of Bloody Night, so so we're gonna plan on making more of those after the original. So kind of like the same way the Friday the 13th franchise worked of like there were so many of those movies. So but we're also gonna do it anthology. So we're gonna we're gonna use the same actors, but the actors are gonna play different people throughout. Does that make sense? Kind of like I can't really think of too much of an example, but like it'll be the same actors, but they'll be playing different characters in different periods of time. Yeah. Like first Bloody Night is gonna be like 80s, aesthetic, and then second Bloody Night is gonna be more 90s, late 80s. Okay. And then we're just gonna kind of progress through genres also of like the way we film it and stuff. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, do you want to talk about our schedule that we're gonna be?
Yeah.
So we're gonna do. Go ahead.
Shorts. For shorts, we're gonna do short films. We're gonna do probably one short film a month. But that's saying they're going to be good, like good and good quality.
So I think first week of the month, we're going to focus all in on writing it, perfecting that script, perfecting that dialogue. And then second week, we will, prepare locations, prepare shot lists, run lines, get into characters, and also find wardrobe, because wardrobe is going to be a big thing, especially for Bloody Night, since it's going to be more 80s centered. Because like you look at Friday the 13th, they're like, it's in the 80s, so they're just wearing 80s clothes. So we're gonna have to get a wardrobe together in that second week, and then on the third week, I'd say we're gonna film. So we'll focus all in on filming for third week of the month, and then fourth week of the month we will focus on editing and all of that fun stuff. And then it should be out by the end of the month or the first of the month, and then we'll just keep repeating that process.
Yes.
But during the month, we will be posting. We'll do a podcast like this every week, and we'll post those Friday. So just be watching for that on Spotify. It's called Scream Talk. Anyway, I guess we'll introduce ourselves into Scream Talk, which is the podcast that you are currently listening to. So
Yes.
I'm Gabe Foster, and this is Jacob Grove. We are best friends, and we make movies together. And yeah, Jacob, do you have any introduction, anything you want to say about, just your creativity and how you think of ideas and stuff like that, or what inspires you for horror, or why you like horror?
I
I'm
don't
putting you
know.
on
I
the
just
spot
always
here a
like.
little bit, but
I know that was way too many questions at once.
it's all encompassing, kind of. Just like what
uh,
makes you like this sort of genre,
I don't know.
because
I
this
just
is
always
very
always
horror
like.
centered.
I like. Yeah, I'm not much of a slasher, but I'm more of like a
Yeah,
paranormal
yeah,
horror.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I am more of a slasher enjoyer. So we kind of even
Yeah.
each other out a little bit. So basically that will tell you that you're going to see both aspects of horror on this
Yes.
channel. So it kind of, mixes it up, everything. I know one thing we both agree on is Uncanny Valley, and just that aspect of horror is something we both enjoy.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
there's studies for it of, why Uncanny Valley works and stuff like that, because it's just like basically there's a instilled fear to see something that looks human but isn't human. Like you can tell it's something's off because it's like very much like a copy of a person, but they're forgetting a few things.
Yes.
Yeah. But anyway, back to the schedule. So yeah, you're gonna have podcasts once a week, Scream Talk, and then we're gonna do probably video essays twice a month, probably, and we just will break down some of these topics, like the aspects of horror, aspects of fear, why we fear, just
I don't
fun
fear.
topics. Yeah, we'll talk about movies a little bit, like we were just talking about the Gorge. So we'll try to like watch movies and just kind of talk about it on here.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. But anyway, so we can talk a little bit about our short film coming out, which we already have like the trailers and everything up, called The Allen Paradox. And Jacob came with me to the idea of it, and we just wrote it and got it done. And it focuses a lot on Uncanny Valley and that sort of paranormal aspect of somebody being in your house that isn't there, or your friend getting
Yes.
possessed. It focuses a lot on that kind of thing. So Jacob, do you have anything you want to talk to them about that?
No. I don't.
Nothing. So cool.
I just watched it and it's really good.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. So we finished editing and everything a few days ago, and the premiere is set up, and that will be out March 7th. So be looking out for that. Trailer's up on YouTube. Go ahead and watch it. I don't want to toot my own horn, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
So something I've also been writing the past week is a sequel to this one coming out, and it's more of a. It's not really a sequel per se. It could be standalone. but it does riff off of the idea of the Alan guy killing somebody. And
Yes.
it's called The Strange Case of Alan. So this one follows a FBI agent. His name is Kevin. And so it's basically a very thriller Seven-esque type film where he's, figuring out why a bunch of these murders are connected, sort of thing. And
Yes.
he gets his partner involved, and there's a really nice twist at the end. And it's very much going to be a 7/2022 Batman aesthetic of just detective work mixed with paranormal aspects of the original horror film that we made. So that one's going to be coming out probably within next month, I'd hope. As soon as we get done filming it, it'll be ready pretty much.
Yes.
But yeah, so there's that, and then the video essays. We already talked about that. We're gonna, do topics of horror, just kind of like aspects of it, why we fear. And do you remember the show Brain Games? It was like very much like a middle school type of show. Do you remember that?
No, I don't think I ever watched that.
So Brain Games had an episode about fear, and I really enjoyed like the way they broke it down and everything. So I'm wanting to do something sort of like that, where it's just a series of just us talking about why we fear and fear in general, just the aspects of it. Because fear is used in horror
Adrenaline.
a lot. What?
Adrenaline.
Adrenaline, yeah. Adrenaline, fight or flight,
Yeah.
just all of like the skeleton and compass of fear, and we're just gonna kind of break it down into episodes. And so be looking out for that. But yeah. I know we recently last thing we watched together was The Autopsy of Jane Doe, and that was the first time both of us had watched that, I'm pretty sure, right? Or have you seen it before?
No.
You hadn't seen it before. Yeah. So what did you think about that one?
Uh, it was good.
Yeah, because I know it's a lot more up your lane with the paranormal type thing.
I don't remember.
So the Autopsy of Jane Doe follows morticians, and it's late at night, and they are in a morgue, and they get a body in from
Oh yeah.
the
Okay. Okay.
deceased.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. That was really good. I mean, it's kind of paranormal ish, but it's not. It's up there, but it's more or less.
yeah,
He can you bring the dead back to life?
yeah, and it focuses a lot on sort of witchcraft and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, more. Yeah,
Burned at the stake.
witchcraft.
But yeah, so I liked Autopsy of Jane Doe, and if you haven't seen it, I do recommend it. And then my favorite of recent time is The Substance. So, do you remember The Substance?
Yes, I do.
So The Substance is a great body horror. We don't really see a ton of that anymore, and body horror in general is just one of my favorite aspects of horror. Um, a good example is like it was used a lot in early 2000s superheroes movies, actually. Like, do you remember the original Fantastic Four?
I believe so.
So, like a lot of what they did in that was like his transformation into like being the Thing or whatever. It was very body horror-esque, and like the guy that's stretchy, he can't like figure it out at first. And I just love that aspect of, everybody wants superpowers sort of thing, but like again, if you got them one day and didn't know what it was and what was going on, that'd just be terrifying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you thought at all more about what inspires you for horror and that kind of stuff?
I don't know. I just like it. It's just like that thing. Like, it's
Yeah,
I don't know how to explain it. Yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah. Um, so I guess we can talk a little bit about cinematography and where I got started in that if you want.
Go for it.
Okay. So back in like 2022, I got into cinematography and making videos. It was just really fun. I mean, honestly, even before that, I was into making stuff. Like I had a like 5 minute long Twilight Zone episode that I made with like my sisters. And and that was like in 2019. So I guess like I've always been wanting to make these kind of things. So in 2022, I got a camera and started filming with that. And Jacob helped me with a few of those videos. The channel is still up. I wouldn't. It's dicey. It's not amazing. It's called
I'm
your
trying to
mom's
find it
favorite.
right now.
It's called your mom's favorite films.
Oh, okay.
So I had a few things on there that were horror inspired because I always did like horror. Because I got into horror probably around that same time of like originally. I think the first horror movie I watched was The Lighthouse, and that one was a great introduction for sure. And then I think after watching Scream is when I really just started to get that horror kick and just started watching all these horror movies. So a lot of like because I have seen, and I'm sure Jacob can say this too, a lot of horror movies. Um, it's hard to find something that's like actually genuinely scary now. Do you know what I mean, Jacob?
Yeah.
Um,
But
so
the
like
older, like, well, the older, I don't know.
yeah, so
The newer
so
ones
here's
are
one
better.
thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Jacob is not a huge fan of or older horror movies.
Nah,
He's not a fan of
nah.
old movies. I really like them. I just like the aesthetic of it. I like the low budget of the original Friday the 13th movies, just because
Yeah.
it shows how to work around that kind of stuff. And low budget
It's,
films are very much like inspiration for me, especially. Like I know one Jacob likes is I saw the TV Glow,
yeah, that one was good.
which we
That one
watched
was
in
pretty good.
theaters, and that one was very good. It was very much like we knew that it was low budget and it's very authentic. And
Yeah,
you can tell like this person was trying to make it. Same with like Skinamarink.
it's very good.
Yeah. Because like Skinamarink was filmed with like one camera in this guy's parents' house in the nighttime. It's really good. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. Because it really plays into that sort of horror of being a like sick 4 year old waking up in the middle of the night and like going through your house. It's very much that feeling. Same way of like Stephen King capturing the essence of like a younger person in horror movies or horror books, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to talk a little bit about your writing process for Alan?
Yeah.
So Jacob's going to tell us about his writing process for Alan. Jacob, the floor is yours.
Okay. Uh, what? Okay.
What kind of inspired you originally to start writing it? And what made you think of like the story and plot and all that kind of stuff?
I was just thinking of what would be scary. Like I see these other, video creators, and I was just seeing what they're doing, but they do more like short, like
Yeah.
minute long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know which ones you're talking about. So
So I was
was that
just trying
your
to like,
inspiration for those ones?
yeah, I was trying to make it longer for sure, and more
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Intense.
I don't know. I just think of something and I just write it down.
Yeah. And also a big thing in horror, especially like when I was editing, score, like the music is a very big factor into
Yes.
it. And me and Jacob were both in band together in high school.
Yeah.
So we both generally know music theory, so it kind of helps a little bit. But yeah, I mean, music, especially in like kind of tells you how to feel during the movie too. Like,
Yeah.
for
It
example,
does.
Star Wars, or actually, no, we'll say, for example, Halloween. is like the original Halloween. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Okay. So like an example of that is the music telling you what to do is John Williams. No, it's not John Williams. It's John Carpenter. He scored Halloween. And he kind of tells you when to be scared because he brings in the Michael Myers theme whenever Michael Myers is about to show up before he's even in frame. And it kind of tells you when to be scared, kind of. And then another aspect of that is also with Skinner Inc. or with our short film Why Though is the lack of score. So it's the lack of telling you when to feel fear, so you don't know when to feel fear until it happens. So that is also a very effective thing for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Jason does it when they do the.
Yeah, Friday the 13th. Yeah, everybody has like their sort of trademarked sound of they're about to show up. So yeah, we're definitely going to work with those sort of more score in Bloody Night because it's very 80s inspired. A few of the inspirations, of course, were Friday the 13th Part 4 and The Strangers. The Strangers is one of my favorite horror films just because of just the realisticality of it and just the creepiness of like when he's like just standing behind her in the shot. Very fun.
So that's going to be more of your Bloody Night, kind of like that, right?
Yeah,
that's how it's. Yeah,
Bloody Night will have a lot of aspects of The Strangers in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
that there's only going to be one killer.
Yeah. So the only thing that's going to remain the same throughout Bloody Night is the killer is going to remain the same.
Yes.
Is there any ideas that you've had recently?
No, I was thinking about doing some of those 1 minute short horror to start posting on TikTok and or Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start making some of those and posting. I don't know, like 3 times a week maybe, or 2 times. Depends on work schedule, but yeah.
And where can they find those at? What's the handle for that?
Scare Screamless on TikTok and Scare Screamless on Instagram.
So Scared Screamless across all platforms because they will also be. I don't think we have any old people listeners, but on Facebook. But yeah, so I guess we'll kind of wrap things up here. So Jacob, where can they find you on socials?
You can just find me on our page
at Scared Screamless.
Yes.
Yeah, you can find me at Gabe.Foster69 on Instagram and Buffy the Bench Slayer on TikTok. And then again, if you wanted to go look at my past cinematography channel, it is Your Mom's Favorite Films. And Scared Screamless handle for YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. That's pretty much all. So be looking out for the Allen Paradox on March 7th. And we have a episode of Scream Talk coming out this Friday with our friend Zane. We play Pictionary. It's not as much horror centered, but you'll probably be hearing this. Well, you probably will not hear this when that is coming out. That'll probably already be out. But go check out the trailer. But yeah. Anyways, I guess see you guys and yeah, go watch our YouTube.